What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, oh dear God, we got it. We got the development update, or we got the announcement of the development update for Dying Light 2. So this is something that I think a lot of people were obviously hoping for. This is something that we had talked about. We've talked about it for, honestly, months. We knew that we were going to get updates on the development because they told us, I think on New Year's Day or maybe on New Year's Eve, they talked about how, we are going to get something. We may not get the release date. We may not get the game actually coming out this year, but we would get an update on the progress that they've made sometime in 2021. To be honest, this is much earlier than I had anticipated, so this is good, right? This is what we kind of hoped for, that we would get something relatively early. So, obviously there's a couple things that could happen. I want to go over, honestly, all possible options, okay, for you in this video. In case you don't know, this is next Wednesday. So Wednesday, March 17th is going to be this development update. Now, they talked about how, to see it first, you got to go on Discord. That, to me, almost signals a trailer, or at least I hope that would signal a trailer, because if it's just like a blog post and you say, well, you can see the blog post first if you're on Discord. You know what I mean? Like, you get to see the development update diary, and like diary literally as in writing, and you get to see it on Discord first, and then it goes out to the public. So to me, I hope it means something more than just a couple words, right? And that's that goes into, so what should we be expecting? Well, again, there's actually several options. I know I saw some people tweeting immediately that the development update will be that the game is canceled. Thank you for the development update. That was one person that I saw tweet it. That's funny. That's actually hilarious. It's not going to happen. I don't think it would surprise. I think it would surprise like half the people if they did something like that, and probably wouldn't surprise many other people, right? Look. The game, I still believe, we've talked about their response to the allegations, if you want to call them. It was a report, so obviously that guy wrote a report on them, and it was quite something, right? And we talked about that report, and we also talked about their response to it, and it seems like somebody's lying. So who's lying? We did that on the main channel. I do believe, and as I said in those videos, I do believe there's been major problems inside Techland. I do believe there's been major problems with Dying Light 2. Even just the basic fact of it was supposed to come out spring of 2019. Here we are 2 years later, and it's not out. Now, again, if you believe the report, it's because the president of Techland wanted it to be out in the spring of 2019, and nobody thought that they could do that, so they delayed it. So if you believe that, well, then obviously maybe you believe the rest of the report. So it's difficult. I don't think they're going to announce that it's canceled, okay? I'm hoping that we get a trailer. I think it's possible. The idea of getting a trailer with a release date at the end was something that we did talk about. In fact, when we talked about, I believe, their response to the report, I did say, when we see this game, I hope we get the trailer, and at the end of that trailer, we would get a release date. So hopefully that. I don't know if we would see gameplay again. We do need to see gameplay before the game comes out again. What we have so far, as I've always said, I love it. I really like what the 20 minutes that we've seen, but it's been so long, and if the reports are true that many things have been changed in the game, well, we need to see kind of an updated version, of what this game looks like. So I think that'll come. If it doesn't happen on Wednesday, I think that'll come. So if they say, it comes out in November, I think over the summer, going into the fall, I think that obviously we'll be able to see gameplay for this game. I have I said this on Twitter, and I don't know if this is going to actually happen, but I wonder if they will publicly, and I know they did technically, publicly, respond to that report, but I wonder if they address it in any way in this development update. They may not want to bring any more light to it, but the reason I say this is because their response basically was like that they're trying to make Techland as good as it can be, that a lot of the reports that the guy said are from people that worked there 10 years ago, and that stuff doesn't happen anymore. A lot of stuff like that. Some of the stuff they flat out didn't even object to. They basically said it does happen, but it was it was a report that I think us on YouTube saw. Again, I made a video. I know there's several other Dying Light content creators out there that talked about it as well. So people did see it, but it didn't, I don't know, I don't think they made a big deal about it. You know what I mean? They didn't really post on Twitter. They didn't really like highlight and say, hey, we have something big to say about this this report that we classify as like a hit piece against us because it's not true. They didn't really do that. So I wonder if they take any opportunity this Wednesday to say, hey, we know that you guys heard about potential, situations that are going on with Dying Light 2. We want to put that to bed. The game is fine. The game is doing amazing. And here is the game. Here's a trailer. So I wonder if they'll throw that in there, or if they would want to maybe avoid it because they don't want to get, I mean, it depends on if it's actually real or not, which again, you can have whatever opinion you want on it, but if it is real, they probably want to avoid it. And if it's not real, they may still want to avoid it just so they don't get people believing basically fake news, but they may also want to like attack it head on and say like, hey, this was a terrible thing that is just flat out not true, and we're going to show. So again, it depends on the actual story, and for now it's just kind of us, we get to kind of debate amongst ourselves of whether or not we believe that happened, right? That's really all we can do. So I'm hoping for a trailer. It would be, I would say, rather disappointing if they say development's going great. We got a lot of the kind of classic game, and this has happened before. Many games have done this where they say, development is going well. We've developed all these new systems, yada yada yada. We're not ready to show our game off to you yet, but we will in the summer. That would, to me, be one of the more disappointing things they could do. And now again, to be very fair, to be clear and fair, they said it's a development update. So if we're expecting trailer, gameplay, release date, all of this stuff, that's on us. We can set expectations wherever we want. In fact, I just talked about that in a separate video. Our expectations are ours. We have the right to, again, not really demand, not threaten, none of that, obviously crossing the line stuff, but we can expect whatever we want. At the same time, we do have to be ready to be, disappointed if we're wrong, because at the end of the day, it could very well just be a blog post and they say, hey, we did tell you we were going to give you an update. Here is a 3-paragraph update of where we are. That could very well be the only thing we get. So I don't want people to set expectations accordingly, because I want you guys to really honestly do whatever you want. If you want to set your expectations high, you do that. But I would say don't be surprised if that happens. It's possible that happens. It's possible we get, a full-length trailer, but I could envision a situation where, again, they say, we're doing well, everything's going well, we're not ready to give a release date, we're not ready to show it yet, but we will be ready at blank, and they kind of give us a area to expect the next time we see the game. I mean, even that would be bad, but at least we would maybe, under literally what I said, we would at least know when we would see it. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see. I'm hoping for a trailer. I think like a trailer / gameplay would maybe be too much. Maybe it's a trailer that has gameplay in it, right, where that's kind of mixed in. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Again, best case scenario, I think, is a trailer that also shows a little bit of gameplay, and it actually gives a release date. I'm backing off the idea of it actually giving like it's not going to say June 22nd. It won't give the actual date. I think especially if it's in the fall, they could maybe just say fall, or they could say holiday, or they could say October, things like that. They're kind of leaving it a little bit open for them to move it around if they needed to. If they do that, that's what I would be expecting from it. And honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of keeping expectations low just in case something happens. But it's definitely exciting because we haven't heard from this game officially in a very, very long time. I mean, again, the game was delayed and it basically went off the grid, besides rumors, besides them responding on Twitter here and there, besides, again, like potential, these kind of reports on them. But besides that, the game itself, we haven't heard or seen anything from the game in such a long time. So this hopefully will be exciting. Hopefully they're going to actually give us stuff, because to make us wait as long as we have, and then to make us wait even longer by saying like, oh, it's just a 5-sentence, thing we want to give you. I don't think I'd be happy with that, and I honestly don't think a lot of other people would be happy with that. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? What do you think we actually get from next Wednesday's thing? A release date, a trailer, gameplay, maybe a mix of those things? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up, and I do a brand new video every single day. I have covered Dying Light 2 on this channel, and I have a main channel. I assume maybe most people know about my main channel, but I've covered Dying Light 2 for a very, very long time, and I will be continuing to as the months and years go on, if it takes that long to get to the next game, okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.